Welcome, everybody, to our eBay broadcast tonight. I'm Trevor, and I'm hosting. As I've told some of you prior to me hitting the record button and starting the presentation, I am sick right now. I've got a cold, but we're going to press forward either way, and we're going to have this webinar. We'll keep it relatively short because the topic is very simple. I want to show you guys using eBay's Seller Hub how to list a product, doing some retail drop shipping. It's very simple. It's very similar to using the old advanced eBay listing tool, and there's some small nuances, but not a big deal. I'll walk you through that process today. Now I'm gonna list a product from Amazon, and let's list, because I just bought one of these recently. This is on my mind. Let's list an oil diffuser. Why do we want to list this oil diffuser? No real reason other than I'm staring at one here in my office, and makes for a good product to list to sell. Although you could choose anything, right? So our supplier in this case is Amazon, and this product right here is listed for $69.99 at a regular price, but is on sale for $19.99. Which on Amazon you may have noticed a lot of times when they say they have a sale price of whatever, in this case $19.99, that really that's their normal price. And it's really not on sale at all, but they just have it marked down to seem that way. This has probably never been sold for $69.99. It's probably always been $19.99. So you'll notice that about certain products, especially on Amazon. So $19.99 is my sale price. Before I even begin my listing, I'm going to make sure I can download this picture. So I'm going to just right click on this image, save it, and I'm going to get it saved onto my computer here. We'll just call this oil dash diffuser, and we're going to put it on my desktop. Okay. So I've got a large version of this image. All the information is here for it. The shipping is going to be free, and I've got a product description. I've got a product title. Should be a piece of cake to list. Okay, so we're all ready to go there. I'm going to go into eBay. If you haven't signed in, make sure you do sign in. And I'm going to come up here and click the sell button at the very top of my screen. Okay. Now when I hit sell, a lot of times if you're using the Seller Hub tool, it's going to take you to a spot where it says manage active listings right here. You also have a listings menu item, which has a create listing option, and that's probably what I'm going to select. So I'm going to go listings and then create listing. And then it says tell us what you're selling. Now there's two things you can do here. Either you can just in general put in what it is. I could put in oil diffuser, or I could copy the title right here of the item and paste it, and then hit get started. What's interesting here is all eBay's trying to figure out is they want to help you select a category because you have to categorize your items. So I'm going to just put in oil diffuser and hit get started. And then what eBay does is they bring up a catalog of products. In this case, they're thinking that maybe what I'm looking to sell is an actual Lotus vehicle, which is odd. I don't know why they're bringing this up. See, eBay's trying to figure out what would best match my item, what category would work, and if they've got something in their catalog that automatically it really is just exactly this very item, a lot of times it'll just basically give it to me, and I can just select it, and then it'll automatically create the listing. In most cases, though, guys, I got to tell you, I wouldn't use their product catalog. I would simply just come down here and go to continue without selecting a product. We don't want to use eBay's catalog. It's just easier to create your own, okay? Okay, so here we are under product details, and this looks a lot like the old advanced tool. Very similar. You need to put in a title here. And let's actually create a good title. So first of all, make sure you put in what it is. And notice my formatting. Capital letter at the first part, or at the first part of the word, right? First letter is always capital. A space between each words is what you want to do. Let's see what other kind of keywords that we could put in here. I'm going to be selling this blue, it's a colored diffuser, right? So I can say, um, multiple colors. It's an LED type light, so I can do that. Changeable. It's 150 milliliters. That's important. Um, there's different modes on it. Right, right now I'm just trying to think of keywords that people would be shopping for. It's kind of a smaller diffuser, so I'm going to say small. Um, you use water in it, so maybe put water there. Um, maybe different modes because it's got different modes on it. Oh, I guess it's important. An auto shut off is important, so auto shut off we'll put there, and that almost takes me up to 80 characters. I mean that right there is a well done title. You see, I have one character left. If you're looking there with me, I'll circle that with my pen. One character left. So I've got 79 characters used here. One letter equals a character, and one space equals a character. So there's 79 used here in this title. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty darn good title. Now I don't list a lot of diffusers, and so maybe I'm missing some really key keywords here. But we're going to go with this. We did the best we could, and we're trying to do this as speedy as possible. So let's go down. We don't need a subtitle. We don't need a custom label. We do need to choose a category, but we only want to choose one category, so this looks fine. Essential oils and diffusers is fine. Now, if you'll notice, and I know this is kind of small, but you can see this little asterisk right here. See the red asterisk? That is saying that these are required fields. So I need to have a UPC, and I need to have a condition listed. The UPC I don't have for this. I could go hunting for it, but in most cases I like to select does not apply because I then don't have to hunt for the UPC, which stands for the Universal Product Code. Jeff, you say, would we still use the max characters in the title using Seller Hub? And absolutely the answer is yes. Really, it's no different than any other tool. Whether you've used the basic tool or advanced tool, it's all the same. Use your 80 characters so you can get it found. Okay, under condition, we're going to go new with tags since this is a new item. Yeah, no worries, Amy. It's probably something with your internet right now, so just catch it later. The quality will be good on YouTube. Okay, photos. Let's add a photo. So this looks a little like the other one that we've used in the past. So I'm just going to click Add Photos. I'm going to find the diffuser on my desktop, which right here, oil diffuser, and I'm going to load it on in. Now this isn't an image webinar. I'm not going to go through sizing images and stuff, but again, same rules apply. You need to at least have 500 pixels on one side, and this one looks to qualify. So that's good. Now we come to a section called Item Specifics. And you need to look for anything that has a little red asterisk by it. That is true right here under brand. You'll notice none of these other ones are required fields. So if you want to put in the type, scent, model, MPN, color, you're welcome to, but the only thing that is required is brand. Now, why would I want to put in some of this other stuff? Well, because sometimes these are searchable fields within eBay, meaning they actually give you another opportunity to use keywords, and they're searchable in that people on eBay, when they're searching, if they searched for something that wasn't in your title but was also found, or but was found in your item specifics, they could still find your item. So this is kind of an extension of your title. So it's not a bad spot to spend some time putting in some good keywords. The brand on this is Cintis, I guess is what you say. So I've got to choose a brand here. We'll see if it's even listed. Nope, I don't see it. It's not listed here. So I could come down to the bottom and do enter your own, and then just put in my own brand. So there you go. Cintis is what it is. Type, it's scented essential oils, scent. I don't need to choose a scent because it has, various scents. Now I could take time filling all of this out, but again, it's all optional. The only thing that was required here was brand. Okay. Now item description should be easy. I should be able to grab this from Amazon right here, highlight, copy, and then just paste it in. Boom, I'm done, right? I don't have to retype any of that. I just simply need to copy and paste, which is exactly what I did. I generally will skim through it after I've done that to make sure there's no links or no references to Amazon or any other company, just to make sure I don't break any eBay policy. I come down here to selling details. Under format, I want to select fixed price. It's very rare that I'll tell you guys to do an auction at this stage. Back in the day, we used to do a lot of auctions, but not so much anymore. Okay, so fixed price. Duration, you want to go 30 days. You don't want to schedule your listings necessarily. I suppose you could. There's some argument to be made for scheduling it in the evening to start or on the weekend, maybe even a Sunday because a lot of people are online. But you know what? At this stage, I don't know if I'd worry too much about that. I'd just get that right up. I would just do start my listings when I submit them. Now the price. Now I'm getting it for $19.99. As a general rule, I teach you this about price. Take the price, $19.99, add in any sales tax if there is any, add in any shipping if there is any. In this case, there most likely will not be any coming from Amazon. If you are a little worried because on occasion you will get hit with sales tax, you could add another 10% onto this just to compensate for that. 10% of $20 is another $2. So my total cost from Amazon on this item would be about $22. My advice to you is to take that number, 22, and simply multiply it by 1.4. If I multiply 22 by 1.4, it's a 40% markup. It also takes into account my 13% for eBay and PayPal and leaves me with a pretty good profit. So I'm going to do just that. 22 times 1.4 is basically $30.99, which would be my sale price. Okay. So again, just really easily take your price. If there's shipping added in, if there's sales tax added in, and multiply all of that by 1.4, voila, you have a good price for your retail drop shipping item. Now, I get a lot of questions about this here. I'm sometimes for it, other times against it. More recently, I've been against it. Best offer. If you select this, it means that people can go in, look at your price of $39.99 or $30.99, and then offer you something lower to see if you'll take it. In most cases, you get a best offer that's what, everybody? It's way lower than your normal price. Probably lower than you're going to be able to get it from your supplier, which usually renders best offer not a good option. It would be a good option if you were selling a car or if you were selling an item that you personally own that you might take less for. In this case, I mean, we really can't take a whole lot less than $31 if we're going to make any money here. I wouldn't select this option. I think it's more trouble than it's worth, especially if you are newer at selling. Okay. Okay, quantity, we want to keep it 1. Oh, I don't know, Peter. I guess $29.99 could be more attractive. Sure. But I think we're splitting hairs almost a little bit at that point. I'll leave it at $30.99, and if maybe testing price could be one of my tests if this thing doesn't move in the next 4 weeks. But that's a good point. Sometimes dropping it down to where it is $29.99 may make it look a little cheaper. So just want to sell one. We don't want to sell it as a lot. It's not a private listing. We don't want to make a donation here, right? I need to add in my PayPal, right? So I'm going to select PayPal, and I would put in a PayPal address, whatever your PayPal address is. And then I do want to select this, require immediate payment with a buy it now. Now this is an interesting option. Okay, so this comes up. If this item were a customizable item, right? Maybe I could get it in various colors or sizes or whatever. I could put here available in, you know, large or medium and large as well, or I could say, available in different colors. Tell me which color you want. I could do that instead of actually creating product options, real variations on the listing. So that's an option there if you want to make some comments at checkout or any other comments for that matter. But in most cases, you'll probably leave that blank. Sales tax. Yes, you want to charge sales tax, right? You only want to charge sales tax in your state. So I'm going to hit View Sales Tax Table, and I'm going to select for the state of Utah. I would put in my sales tax, 8.25. That's already been selected there, so I can save that. Why in Utah? Well, because I guess for me, I live in Utah, so if I sell to somebody in Utah, I need to also charge tax to somebody in Utah, but everywhere else I don't have to charge tax. If you live in New York, you've got to charge tax to people who live in New York. But if you sold to me out in Utah, you wouldn't charge tax. So you only have to charge sales tax when a customer buys from the state where you live, the state where your business resides. Okay? All right. Return options. We do want to do returns, and we want to do 30-day money back, buyer pays return shipping, and that's usually plenty. You don't need to really customize a lot there. Not that you want to take returns, but if you don't accept returns, guys, you'll probably prevent yourself from getting a lot of sales. So you need to take them. And if you're doing drop shipping in any capacity, it usually works out fine because if there's a reason for a return, a reasonable reason for that matter, usually your supplier is going to be very easy to work with. Okay. Next spot is shipping details. All right. Now we're going to go, in most cases, I have you guys build your shipping cost into the price, right? So we're going to do flat, same cost to all buyers when we select domestic shipping. And as far as a shipping service, I usually like you to go either economy shipping, which is an option right here, or we like to do standard shipping 1 to 5 business days, which is usually pretty accurate. So we're going to choose standard shipping. And the cost is going to be free because we try to build our shipping price into our price that we're charging, our shipping cost, that is. And as far as handling time is concerned, we're going to go 3. Now, somebody define for me real quick who's here with me live. What does handling time mean? If I'm saying shipping happens from 1 to 5 business days, what does it mean that I'm choosing 3 days handling? Right, handling time is the time between the purchase and the actual official shipment. So if you buy it today, which is Monday, or I'm sorry, Tuesday, but it's not going to take me until I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to actually get it shipped, I'm going to select 3-day handling time. And with retail drop shipping, you really need 3 days of handling time because sometimes if you order something from Amazon or Walmart or Target, it doesn't ship the very next day, and sometimes it takes a couple of days to get processed and shipped. To be safe, we're going to choose 3. Okay. Luckily, if this got ordered today, Tuesday, the same day it's ordered doesn't count as a handling day. So my first handling day would be Wednesday. Thursday would be my second. Friday would be my third, and I would have until midnight on Friday to make sure this thing gets shipped. Okay? So that's what handling time is. Guys, we don't want to do international shipping. Not at this point. If you're still relatively new, and even if you're not, international shipping is very challenging with retail drop shipping. Probably not a good option unless you have a great supplier that allows it. So no international shipping is what I would recommend at this particular juncture. Package weight and dimensions, you don't have to put that in. Leave that blank because we don't know anyway, do we? Weight, we don't have to put in a weight. Um, Shipping exclusions, we don't have to put in any exclusions if we don't want, although there is an option to create exclusion list. And I probably would go through here and exclude a few things. I would exclude Alaska and Hawaii. I would exclude APO, FPO. I would exclude U.S. protectorates. Okay, we're only doing domestic shipping, so I don't think you need to come through and exclude any of the international options. PO box you may want to exclude as well, and then you'll hit the save button. Okay, that way you don't have to ship to Puerto Rico or the Virgin Islands or a PO box that won't take larger items. You know what I mean? That'll solve you some headaches. So that's a good idea to do. Item location, it's okay to leave it as your location. And then I could come down here and hit list item, or I could preview the listing, or I can save it for later. So I've got some options here at the bottom. I could list it live right now if I wanted, preview, save and continue for later, or cancel. If you don't have time to finish it, just save and continue for later, and you can find it in your drafts later. We could preview it and see how it looks. Let's maybe do that real quick. Yep, there it is. There's my previewed item. Looks nice. Good image. Right, there's me as a seller. 39 or 30.99. Great title, good description, so on and so forth. Okay. It's a good listing. So if I felt like it, I could hit close and I could list this. Guys, you see how easy that is? I mean, Seller Hub actually makes creating a listing really simple. And I think it is more simple and better than the advanced tool. I'm a little old school, and so I've been using the advanced tool for a long time. But using this tool is just as easy, if not easier. So if you've got Seller Hub, use it. If you don't, you may want to consider getting it. And I showed you in the last training how to go about doing that. Steve, you ask, is it better to list for 7 days or 30 days? I don't know. There's pros and cons to each. Here's the pros to doing 7 days. Right? Remember just a minute ago, we chose right here. On our listing duration, we chose 30 days, didn't we? And I said, for the most part, most of you guys will want to go 30 days. Well, the reason why that is when you're newer, I'm always hyper concerned about eBay fees. You know, you get hit with a lot of eBay fees if you're not careful because each account gets 50 free listings each month. But on your 51st listing, you get charged with a 30-cent fee unless you have an eBay store, and that's a little bit of a different discussion. So if you're doing so anyway, that you have to understand that to understand why I recommend 30 days. If you're doing 7-day listings, yes, it is true that they get more exposure. You'll get seen more because if I have an item like this diffuser and I list it for 7 days and it doesn't sell, then I relist it for another 7 days and then I can relist it again and relist it again. That counts as 4 listings in the space of a month, whereas if I just did it for 30 days, that would count as 1 listing. If I'm concerned about hitting that 50 listing threshold, well, guess what? It's going to be better to list it once for 30 days instead of 4 times. The advantage to doing it 4 times is it gets seen more often. You will get more exposure. You get seen more on a 7-day listing. That's just per eBay's particular algorithm that they have in place. So what would I do if I were you? Well, there's your pros and cons. You can decide what you want to do. But since I know a lot of you guys are a little sensitive to eBay fees early in the game, 30-day listings are going to be better. If you have the wherewithal to stomach some listing or some eBay fees, 7-day listings are going to get you more exposure. So you can decide based on that. Okay? But for my clients that I work with, I almost invariably tell you to do a 30-day listing at the start. Hopefully that answers your question there, Steve. Okay, well, guys, that's it. That's how you do a listing in the Seller Hub. I hope that was simple. Um, if it wasn't simple, talk to your coach, get some more help. We can do some more of this in our Tuesday eBay training. Um, Thank you for bearing with me as I've been congested and don't feel all that great today. I think I'm at that juncture in my cold where it starts to get better, and I'll be doing a lot better, I'm sure, by next week. So please come along. We'll see you all. We'll see you all next week, and we'll do some more eBay training then. Thanks again.